Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Downside Up. Before we get into it and go around and say hello to all of these wonderful people around the table today, I just wanted to say that I'm really hangry. I ordered food an hour and a quarter ago and it didn't arrive yet, so I'm sorry. I may have to fade out at the beginning of today's show to eat, and I'll be very angry about it the whole time. But I love you, chat. Let's talk about stuff. If you want to talk to me about how angry I am about with local restaurants in this place out in the countryside where you can't get any Uber Eats or Deliveroo, you can do that in our Discord and on Twitter. It's a bunch of fun. Hop on in, be salty with me. It's great. Also, YouTube, you can catch up with all of our shows over there. We've got 6,000 hours of content-ish, segregated into groups of 36-hour-ish seasons for your binge-watching pleasure. Also, check out the content warning. Thank you very much, Shinobi. Content warning detailing some of the themes that you may see today. It's not a bingo card, but these are things that we've discussed behind the scenes and would be okay with playing. Also, check out the tweet. Every 10 retweets, we will do some weird arcana. You in chat roll, we pull the best 4, then we make a vote. And y'all can vote on which one you like the best. Also, check out our sign-up form. If you want to get involved and come and play some D&D or other TTRPGs here on the channel, get your name on the sign-up form. I think we've pretty much filled this season. There might be 1 or 2 left. But if you get your name on the sheet, then that will help me decide where to put my viewer games next season, because I'm going to pair the viewer games to the availability as I see it. Also, check out our sponsors. First of all, Mage Hand Press, who sponsor this show. There they are. We're playing Feyfolio content from Mage Hand Press. It's an expansion for 5e in the Feywild. And it's currently available on their website at a 25% discount, as are all of the PDFs that they are currently playing. You can see the Dark Matter expansion there from Mackenzie. The Dark Matter expansion is 5e in space. If you like D&D and you like space, then that book is for you. Also, check out The Deck of Many. The Deck of Many have a new Kickstarter running at the minute. They're doing animated picture cards. Their current Kickstarter is for SRD level 6 to 9 spell reference cards and an animated tarot deck. You can catch their Humblewood on 6 p.m. on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EDT, where I run that. And released as of yesterday, the day before, this week at least, right? They're now publishing Sina Una. So head over and pick up Sina Una. We happen to have 2 of the developers in chat with us today. In chat. In this Zoom thing. It's amazing. Philippines, I'll let you guys sell it. It's like Philippines D&D. It'll be great. Also, I know everything about Sina Una. It's amazing. They never stop talking about it. It sounds incredible. Honestly, it's a work of art. Also, check out Hero Forge. We were just painting in the Forge, where we were creating minis of all of our characters. Head over there, and you can, if you go to heroforge.com, you can make grayscale minis. In the next couple of months, their colored minis, very much like this one, will become available to everyone. Everyone. At the moment, it's on beta access only if you were in the Kickstarter, but in a couple of months, that'll be revealed for all. Also, check out Dungeon Fog. Dungeon Fog, with all of your map making needs. You can create beautiful maps, sort of like top-down business with buildings and things you can create for your players to search through. When you've played with it a little bit with their free tools and you're like, hey, you know what, I want access to all of these premium tools, you can get a 10% discount using our code Scratticus. My voice is going somehow. Mackenzie, can I hand over to you to do intros?
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate you.
But hi, I'm Mackenzie DeArmas, Mackenzie Lane DA on Twitter. I'm an independent TTRPG content creator, so you might know me from my work over on D&D Beyond as a contributor, as one of the co-designers for MCDM's Kingdoms in Warfare, as one of the cast members over on Gilding Light every Friday for Zyra, which is DM'd by the wonderful Alice Cleaver, who's the other half of the Academy. As Scrat has mentioned, the lead writer for the Islands of Sinuuna, which the link is in chat, and I will let the wonderful HTT Paladin explain more about that later. But most recently, I am one of the contributors to the Shelter in Play bundle on DriveThruRPG. All proceeds go to help the charities Extra Life and Child's Play, and it's super exciting. So you can get my 2 one-page TTRPGs, Bird Brains and How the Goose Stole Christmas, for there, along with a bunch of other really awesome games that are kid-friendly and super fun, going towards a good cause. Most importantly, I am your dungeon master / archfey and other maniacal mastermind for the next 3 hours. And let's go around and say hello to everyone. And let's start with the wonderful and also the co-director for the Islands of Sinuuna, HTT Paladin. Oh, hi.
Hi there, as both Scrat and Mackenzie have said. Hi, I'm Paladin. I'm the co-director for the Islands of Sinuuna, a 5e-compatible supplement based on pre-colonial Philippine mythology and culture. I wish I had a way to say that shorter, with less syllables. Happy to be
There
here.
is
I wish you had a
none.
way to say that longer with more syllables. I want to hear more about it.
Don't curse me, Scrat.
Hey, why don't you talk about what's in your background?
Oh yeah, this is one of the islands from our book.
Go lean further.
I'm going to fall, Mackenzie. It's not a good chair. It's
Look,
cheap.
Nasarachna's really
Lean
pretty.
I got it off Letgo. It's not a good chair.
I don't even know what
Anyways.
Letgo is.
It's like eBay, but local and worse.
Oh.
Anyways, yes, the Paladin's background is one of the artworks that we have for the Islands of Sinuuna. There are going to be, I think, 7 islands and a bunch of cool subclasses and a bunch of stuff, but we could talk about that forever, but that's not what we're playing today. We're playing in the Feywild. So let's meet the other people who are being subjected to the Feywild, and let's start with Derek over at UTTV32. Oh, hi.
Hello, I'm Derek, also known as UTTV32. I'm hanging around mostly in chats on Twitch and everything. I'm not like very active in the TTRPG community, but I like playing like D&D and like, sort of like TTRPG games. My like really love is creating characters, like see how can I like break like all those like mechanics and everything. Outside of that, I'm a video game animators and I'm work on games like Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn, and currently Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So that's pretty much it for me. Let's pass it towards Talis.
Quick thing as well. Remember, we are using beta web captioner software, so excuse Derek. So web captioner, it doesn't pick up the French accent so great. It's beta software. I'm sure it'll get better.
All right, and then let's go pop over to Termi. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi there. Yeah, I'm Termi, otherwise known as Jason, and I'm feeling super left out because I'm not a video game or TTRPG designer in any way.
But hey, you're a cool person, though, and we're so happy for you to be here.
Yeah, I'm just a player. I've been playing D&D since, 3.5 days. Like, over a decade ago. I feel so old. But, yeah, super excited to be here tonight.
And last but certainly not least, Scrat, we know who you are. We can save, since I don't believe anyone introduced their characters, we can save introductions for later. Is there anything, unless you want to like say who you're playing right now, Scrat? That's up to you.
No, should be good.
Okay.
We are 1 retweet away from the Weird Arcana surge.
Oh, boy.
And our goals are doing fantastically for this month. The only thing I probably should mention is that this weekend we're going to have an Academy Day for new DMs. And 1 month yesterday, we're going to be running a charity stream for Games for Love. The most famous person in that game is going to be Mackenzie, running the opening show. So you don't want to miss it. It's going to be incredible.
Okay. Is there anything anyone else would like to get off their chest? Is there anything anyone else would like to get off their chest before we get started? Are we good? Are we ready to jump into the Feywild? Let me change the music real quick as we jump back in. So last we left the Feywild, the hapless half-orc, Frydar Florag from Ravnica had been pulled into the Feywild by a mysterious force, eventually identified to be the current Fae Sovereign. Along the way, as she tried to find her way home, she met the Arakokra bard Flus, who had been sent as a mission to help Friday by Flus's mysterious patron, known only to him as his lady. The two of them have been journeying through the Feywild to try and piece together time, because in this version of the Feywild, time and space are one in the same, and if you fix one, you can find your way with the other. Their latest exploits led them to a pirate ship along one of the rivers and seas of the Feywild. As they sailed along one of these rivers and along the coast of a landmass in the Feywild, they ran into some Rusalkas who wanted to play with them and then had a very twisted idea of how to play. Flus nearly died. That was fun. And then they managed to sail and find find a hidden treasure trove. I believe Friday was gifted a new magical tattoo that boosted her armor class, and got a shoulder cannon thanks to some weird arcana. As we left them, Flus Friday and their traveling companions 12, a small mechanical bird, and Dodie, a appearing to be 10-year-old elf child, jumped into a tunnel that was leading down into the underground. But before we catch up with them, we are going to go follow these tunnels as a different party enters in through another route. These caverns are large and winding. They've got these very soft gray slabs of granite wall that are very angular and curved in the way that they break. And through these walls, you can see these veins of pulsing energy almost. They're warm to the touch and solid, but you can see light moving through them almost like liquid. Different colors of brilliant iridescent blue and purple and bright green and gold sort of flowing and illuminating your way as you journey through these caverns. I won't put either of you on the spot, but Talus, Silas, what do you look like? Whoever goes first is up to you.
Yeah, I'll go first. So today I'm playing Talus Fallen Beam. I am an Eladrin elf, so I'm pretty native to the Feywild. Been living in the City of Starlight for quite a number of years, wearing some nice dark green leather armor, carrying around lovely rapier sword, nice pointy ears. I love the pointy ears on a good elf. Yeah, pretty tanned skin, likes spending time outside, reading books, gathering up all that knowledge.
And Silas, what do you look like?
On Silas' side, Silas is a red tiefling. We have these brown hairs, medium length, tucked like behind his head. One of his eyes is like the typical like black tiefling's eyes, and the other one is like different. It's like sort of white, like a black dot on it, like kind of like something burned. As you can see, like half of his face is kind of burned by like something like fire, but like like tiefling and resistance in fire like isn't like the case. It's more like a splash of acids due like to experiment chemicals reaction that happen, which cause him like this big scars on his face. Outside of that, he have like this like big blue and red coats lined, typical with like a lot of like pouch and everything, where he like gather like all his tools, because like as you can like see also from this character, he's this typical like researcher, sort of like mad scientist, where he can like try to study everything he can do over like everything, with like this like weird fascinations over.
And you two are walking down through these tunnels following Professor Birch. They are kind of, as their name implies, a dryad, very, very tall with this sort of silvery skin and these almost like a mullet, but not quite, slightly more elegant, just sort of like these vines of like these silvery gold leaves sort of just pulled back along their crown and then down their back. They stand at a good almost 7 feet tall, very limber and lithe. Like their arms and legs are a bit unnaturally long for like a humanoid form, just a little bit longer than you would see normally proportioned on a humanoid. And they walk with a little bit of a hunch. These sort of like these big glasses, Coke bottle glasses with different lenses that can be flipped down depending on things. And so the professor is sort of leading you down. Talus, you've worked with the professor before, doing your studies in the City of Starlight, and they have been kind enough to help to lead you and Silas down into these caves to study different phenomena in these caves. You know, the professor, from what you've heard, has a base camp set up, and they're leading you down. All right. So it is a bit of a it's a bit of a rocky journey. So you are going to need to how you say watch your step. The caverns get a little tight in here. Is there anything in particular you were looking for? When I was just going to take you to my base camp. It's usually just me.
Silas, my dear, I will defer to you on this question.
Oh, me? I was taking notes. You are a very great specimen, Sir Professor number 58.
Professor Birch is, you know, I mean, I don't usually, I've spent a lot of time down here, but I mean, I'm not really one to be studied. I'm not. I mean,
excellent. I'll take that to note then.
I mean, there are
Don't you-
I have cousins
like-
or something who could probably be more helpful to you, but I thought you wanted to go into the caves for a specific.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
I heard there's some sort of magical crystal in there, or some.
right.
that
These
could-
caves are. Have you either of you heard of wild magic searches?
Yeah, I'm really fond of these magics.
Right. So sometimes in the Feywild, things will explode. Very strange things will happen. That's due to the presence of chaos magic or wild magic. And down in the caves, these are ancient places, and bits of magic themselves have become crystallized, so that you can take it and use it to power mechanics, or use them as arcane foci, or a bunch of
Outstanding.
things. I'm mostly down here recording the history of these caves. I mean, I've run into my fair share of trouble caused by the latent magic veins, but I'm sure you will be just fine. I think it's no big deal. Watch your step, and you can see this professor like bend a little bit sideways as one of these veins sort of sparks, and you can see an arc of lightning shoot across the cavern, singeing a little bit of the professor's hair, or hair as in the leaves. Yeah, it does that sometimes.
That's quite interesting, actually. News effects.
It's a difficult. I mean, usually I don't have to worry about anyone else down here, because no one else. I just sort of study stuff alone. This is a bit awkward for me taking people into my campsite, but it's fine. I think it'll be a learning experience, and I think it will be good.
Hmm. What about you, dear Talis? I think you're not only there for like bringing me over here. You looking for something?
Ah, yes, I'm always interested in crystals, and mainly crystals, I will admit. Crystals and
well,
knowledge.
There are. These caverns are perfect for you, because there are the crystals, obviously, but there are also so much history of the Feywild here. You are going to love it. Not a lot of people really appreciate it. They're off telling stories up on the top levels. So, but it's really exciting to me. And this professor is going to go on a little bit of a tangent, talking about how excited they are that they have company. And as you're talking, can both of you make me perception checks?
Perception. There you go.
Okay, so on both of those, as you're walking along, you've been walking along for about maybe half an hour to an hour. You're fairly deep into these caves. These caves are, for caves, very big. Their ceilings reach almost 20 feet up. They're very cavernous and open. And as you're walking, you can sort of hear the echo of your footsteps against the stone. You can hear the soft hum of magic arcing through the rock. And then you can hear something that sounds like talking. Something you can't quite parse it out on a 12, but on a 14 you can hear a Talus, you can hear a higher pitched voice, feminine in tone, almost like a child. It sounds a little bit on the whiny side, but definitely, but more, I guess, more pouty. You can hear, "Can you put me down? Can you put me down? I'm fine. Can you put me down?" Just echoing from a tunnel sort of towards your right.
Well, that sounds entertaining.
Do usually stones talk in the Feywild?
Stones. I am not familiar with. I mean, do I talk to some of the crystals here? Yes, but that is because I'm lonely. They don't usually talk back. Why?
I've never heard of sending stones occurring naturally.
Oh, they are not sending stones. They are completely ordinary rock. I just get lonely, and so I have a couple set up, and I've drawn eyes on them, and I talk to them when I am lonely.
I see.
Yeah. But why did you hear something?
I heard voices in the tunnel to the right.
There are not usually people down here. That might be a what do you want to do? I'm not very good with dealing with people. What should we do? Do you have any ideas? His learning experience. This is educational.
If you're not expecting other guests other than us, perhaps we should investigate for you.
That sounds fantastic. Here, one moment. And this tree will literally peel off like a bit of bark from like their arm, and take a pen and start drawing on it.
That's more useful. Peeling papers from your arms.
It's more like not a pen, but more like a stub of charcoal, and it just sort of draws on it. This will take you to the campsite. It should be easy to find because there is only one campsite down here, and it is mine. So, and if you have any problem, just yell, and I will probably hear you if I am not talking to my rocks or not at my campsite. It will be fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, have fun dealing with the guests, and I will see you later. Goodbye. And,
Professor, before you're going, remember like talking about your cousin and your family? I would be really, really interested to meet them like later on. Maybe if you're willing, maybe another visits. But like this, like ability to pull paper from yourself is quite interesting. I would like to study it more and maybe checking if I can actually implement it myself.
I mean, do non-dryads have you write notes on your arm and stuff when you are so you don't forget things, right?
Yeah, but my skin can grow back.
Looks to Talus for confirmation that this is a normal thing people do.
At the city, we use parchment and books.
But sometimes you don't have a book on hand, so you just sort of write things on your arm, right? That's a thing.
Let's go with yes.
Yes. So I just because I am a dryad. It is we shed You know, it's like when you have a dragonborn and they molt and they grow like, you know, the snakes over on the material plane. That sort of thing. It's just, you know.
But it's more useful to draw on paper
I
and barks than
I
on-
am assuming you can draw on dragon scales if you try hard enough.
Yeah, but you need the proper tool to actually engrave in it, and it's not as useful than paper.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I've
you
heard
see
stories of a dragonborn with tattoos.
I mean, there are magical tattoos. I have heard. Sorry, Mac as a DM is looking up the Wild Arcana searches, right now. So they are interesting. One of them might just be egg.
Oh, here comes some fun.
Egg. Okay, yeah. So, is there anything else you'd like to talk to the professor about? Otherwise, this poor professor is going to ramble on about anything and everything.
It was like more like a mind notes to say like, yeah, we need to actually catch up later on
Yes.
like other adventures or anything like that, so we can like actually gather some resources of like those tree barks people.
Well, I am. If you are lacking in paper, I can take some. I could give you some. It's very useful for living down here in the camp when I run out of notebooks. But anyways, I am going to go. The rocks are calling me. They are lonely, so I am going to go.
Yeah, and I believe we have more depth subject to study downstairs. We heard voices. Come, Tavis.
Now both of you can hear very pouty. Can you put me down? I'm fine. I'm fine. Put me down. No, I'm fine. I can handle myself. Just constantly.
That's what I heard, Silas. It sounds very. Perhaps we should help.
Well, you can help when I'm like taking notes and observe what's happening. But if really the subject is in danger, I can maybe lay a hands.
And speaking of which, Floos, you have a very pouty, very squirmy 10-year-old Dodie in your talons right now.
Are we near level ground?
You have been going down for a while. You can see like the sloping of the tunnel you've been entering into has started to level off a little. It's not like a completely flat ground yet, but that you can see the tunnel is starting to level out.
Now put you down when you're safe to be put down.
I am safe. I am fine.
Yeah, you currently are, because I'm flying down. I'm making sure you don't hit your head on the ceiling or the ground.
There is a slide. This is a slide. We can slide. That's
Where
what
does the slide
slides are
go?
for. It goes down and it's fun.
Do you know what it lands on?
Yes.
Do you know if it curves down properly for your safety?
Yes.
Are you lying to me right now?
No.
I'll roll a sense motive on that shit. Insight check, rather.
Yeah, go insight check the child.
19 to insight check the child.
Okay.
What is D&D?
Why does this happen every week? So on a 19, what you can garner is that Jody isn't necessarily lying. She does have an inkling where this tunnel goes, and she has a familiarity with it. That being said, you can tell that there is a little bit of uncertainty when she goes, yeah, I know where it lands. You can tell like she has a vague idea of, or vague memory of where it is and where it leads, but not like she doesn't know or can recall any specifics about this tunnel.
Yeah, I'm going to appreciate if you stop answering me with half-truths. We're going to go down. When we get to the bottom, I'll let you go.
True. Okay, you are... When did you become the responsible one? I thought Fryer was the responsible one. She's off sliding. Why can't you let me slide?
Because one of us has to pretend to be a parent.
No, neither of you have to do that.
Look, I'm not going to let you slide down the slide where we don't know where it's going to land.
It's going to land on some rocks.
Are they flat or sharp?
They're fine.
That is not A or B, so we're going to keep flying.
What, 12 can 12 can patch me up. It's fine. I'm gonna be fine. Can you put
Listen,
me down?
you can make this real easy on yourself by just going along with it, or I can play some jazz. The worst jazz you've ever heard.
Please roll me an intimidation check to threaten the child with jazz.
What is D&D? 19 again?
Okay, on a 19, a very, very, very pouty child crosses her arms and just is like when you have a kitten by the back of the scruff. Just like that. Just flying.
And that's what I thought.
And that is as you start flying down, you can see this cavern start to level out. And as it levels out, Silas and Talus, you are following the sound of that voice, and you can sort of see as you wander through these caverns in the search of that voice, you can see a tunnel that seems to be started up from like a higher level and is sort of sloping down. And Floos, what do they see sort of flying from this tunnel?
You all see this pigeon-like Aarakocra flying down holding a child by the talons. This pigeon has a very nice blue waistcoat with some gold and bronze filigree. He's got a very large hat, kind of conical, that slopes down, covering up part of his face. And you can catch the vaguest glimpse of a couple of trumpets in one of the flaps of the coat. Got a very nice vest, some pantaloons, and no boots because talons.
And in those talons is a pouty, what looks to be 10-year-old, but you can tell from the pointed ears that this child would be of elven descent. So it probably wouldn't be 10-year-olds in elvish years, but it looks to be the equivalent of 10 in human years. Sort of this tan skin, this really wild, messy hair, kind of sort of scrappy put together clothes, very capable looking, almost like a mini adventurer's outfit, like kind of that like a scrappy jacket, and a skirt with a couple of belts and a couple of like little daggers and very worn boots. Currently this child looks very pouty and has crossed her arms and is looking up at this Aarakocra with a very big lower lip pout. Okay, I'll be quiet, fine. It's fine.
And I appreciate that. As we get close to the bottom, I'm going to take up my new rapier.
Okay.
How brightly lit are these caverns?
They are pretty. You can tell like there isn't any natural light in here, but it almost looks like it is from these veins of iridescent blue and purple and white, sort of just weaving through the rock. It's almost as if this cave has natural lighting, but you cannot see any sky.
Cool. I used to know a parable about a canary in a coal mine. I feel like this is similar, but worse.
It's fine. I wouldn't have told you to jump if I didn't know it was going to be fine. You're fine.
Yeah, but before I met you on Friday, I didn't go to jail.
Okay, I think that's a lie.
You can't prove me wrong.
Can you put me down?
We're going to get to the bottom.
This is the argument that you walk in on, Talus and Silas.
When we get to the bottom, I let go of her and land next to her.
Dodie lands and then immediately sits cross-legged and pouts.
Not what I expected.
I mean, you can stand up right now, or I can grab you by the arms again.
We gotta wait for Friday. She took the fun route.
Yep, she sure did.
Oh, hi there. Waves at the two, the tiefling and the Eladrin who just walked in.
Floos sets his rapier on fire and kind of stands between Dodie and the two new people.
Oh my god, I am fine!
Really aggressive.
He is
Howdy.
really aggressive. Can you tell him you're fine?
I think the little is fine.
You're not gonna try and crush me into some rocks? None of that stuff going on?
Why would I crush people and rocks?
I don't know. I don't like caves, and here we are. Two people I don't know, kind of waiting for us down here. A little on edge.
Well, to be honest, I was expecting something more like grandiose to study on, but I guess we're not all happy about the situations. So, can I ask you your name, Sir Bird?
No, I appreciate that. I put my rapier away and take off my hat. You can call me Floose. This
He plays
is...
jazz.
I play a number of things. Jazz is one of them. This here is Dodie.
I want to
Greetings,
slide.
friends.
That's
You-
quite interesting. Bird playing jazz. Do they need some sort of lips for like?
Oh, don't ask. Jody just goes like this.
I said I played jazz. I did not say I played any instrument.
Ah,
Now that is curious.
what was
Talus,
my manners? Go on, that Talis.
sorry, Talus will walk over and take a seat next to Dodie on the floor.
If he starts bringing out his trumpets, you're going to want to cover your ears.
I would not harm our guests like this so flippantly.
Yes, you would.
Yes, I would.
And like Silas is like taking a deep bow. He's like, "Where's my manners? My name is Silas. You can call me Silas Cyrus, or even Sylvia if you want to."
I'm gonna go with Silas. If that's all right by you.
It's all right by you. It's all right by me.
Yeah, we're waiting for a friend. They took the fun route down.
They took the fast route, not knowing what lies at the bottom.
But they've got a cannon. They'll be fine. And they've got 12. 12 would let me slide.
So, are you there to study this crystal too, or?
Sort of. I'm looking for something or someone.
There's more people here.
Have you happened to see well, last I remember, they really liked this place. They were what kind of like real tall, look like a tree.
Oh yeah, the professor.
Yeah, is that what they're doing nowadays?
Professor
Professor?
Birch?
Yeah, they're like real tall and they've got like silver skin and they've got like a really ugly mullet.
Yeah, that sounds like Professor Birch.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a
I'm
great
looking
subject. I wish I
for
was studying
him.
more. But...
Oh yeah, he's real interesting. He's great. Fliz, can you make me a perception check, please?
Sure thing.
Or an insight, whichever is better for you. Just because you know Dodie.
Yeah, they're both trash, so
To be fair.
10.
Okay. You see Dodie shift and like sort of like tuck like her small hands into like a pocket of her jacket, and definitely like kind of hold it back. But she's kind of like, you can tell her she's sitting there. Yeah, well, I've been looking for him. I have a question to ask. But yeah, we're just waiting for another, and as you're as she's saying this, Friday, you're sliding down a tunnel. Yes. And as you slide and get spat out of this tunnel, what does everyone see? Get spat out by gravity. You want to make a dexterity save? Because you're not making... This is not going to be... You cannot convince me this is athletics. This is definitely dexterity.
I can only imagine her Friday going down the slide, just like holding onto the walls, like, this is fun, but safe.
Okay. You have a controlled slide. So you are not spat out. I believe you also have a cannon now?
Yeah, I was muted. Pro streamer. Thank you very
God,
much,
you're so
Maggie.
loud, Scrat.
I appreciate you. Whoops.
You were so close to the mic.
My bad. I leaned in disappointment. Thank you so much, Maggie. Okay, so for the chat, some of you may already know Friday. There's a mini of her. Centurion armor, think. Super shiny. Slides out with Friday night party bag, cannon slung over one shoulder, long dreads, grey ashen dark skin, 6'2" in heels. She looks fantastic. You want her to step on you.
Okay. Yep. That's what slides out. Doty's sitting on the ground, and you see Doty, you see Flus, and then you see an Eladrin and a Tiefling court sort of sitting there. As you start to do a very controlled, gentle slide down this tunnel, you can hear the tail end of a conversation where Doty's like, "Have you seen, I guess the professor, well, I'm looking for him. I have to, talk to him about something. And Scrat, can you make me a perception or insight check, whichever is better?"
That I can do. They're actually equal. But I wanna get more of a gauge of the situation than look around.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So on a 22 insight, you pick up a lot of information. So, mostly this is focused on Doty. You can see that in this cavern, the two new figures, they don't seem to be holding themselves much as a threat. They seem very welcoming, and they seem to have relaxed a little bit, and they're listening very intently to Doty. Doty is the focus of this insight check, and so you notice a couple of things about her body language, because you've honestly spent the most time with her, so this makes sense. She's sitting, and she has a very much a sort of a childish pout, but the way she's holding herself, it lacks a little bit of the confidence that she had when she was first leading you out of the bastion and then through the woods to the port where you met the pirates. She seems to be a little uncertain, sort of looking around, and on a 22 you can also notice that that piece of topaz that she's put in together that glows with an inside light that she says is part of the sun. She has very, very, well, at least for you, visibly hidden that away in her jacket.
Okay.
Hi, Friday. Did you have fun?
Actually, it was quite enjoyable sliding down.
Deflus, it could have been fun.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. You won't complain about it, not gonna get you anywhere.
You could have let me slide. It would have been fine.
And I feel no guilt for what I did.
I'm afraid I agree with Flus. That was, I was merely testing for dangers.
Oh my god, I don't...
Flus is gonna suddenly look at Friday with just this look.
I'm really sorry. One of the weird Arcana options is just egg. And it makes me laugh really, really hard.
What do you mean egg?
That's the weird Arcana option. It's just egg.
Any other words accompanying egg? Any kind of verb or action or adjective?
No.
Specification of location, of where it appears?
No, it's just egg. Because here's the thing, is that when I have backseat, when I send over what the weird Arcana things are, I try and condense them down as quickly as possible. And this one is just egg. It's just egg. It just kills me every time I see Flus. Egg.
Wait, why is it Flus egg? Why is it Flus egg? I have concerns. The last time we had one of these, I got denied. Why is it egg? Why is it egg? I'm a bird. I'm a male. I have concerns about this.
The vote is now open in the Twitch chat. You can vote for Flus egg or any of the other options as you please. The descriptions are in chat.
Egg.
No context, only egg.
Of all the times don't vote egg. Don't vote. Who voted egg? Don't vote egg.
Wait, how many channel points do I have?
Egg.
I'm so sorry. Anyways,
No, that's 3. 3 for. Why do I feel fear over this?
I don't know why. I'm sorry. That got me really good. It's been a long week and egg just broke me. Anyways, yes. No, only egg. So as this happens, you can see Dodie sort of dust herself off and stand up, kind of give a very childish sort of glare at both Floose and Friday in the, like, oh, you know the scene from Little Mermaid where Ariel's like, I'm a grown-up, Dad! You can't control— yeah, that's the glare she's giving at you, but she's like a 10-year-old. And she goes and marches over to Silas and Talus. Okay, so, Professor, can you take me or show me, please? Thank you.
Oh, you want to see subject Birch? Yeah.
Is he a subject now?
For me.
Oh, okay. You're not going to hurt him, are you?
No, that would be going against the whole subject law of science and studying and everything. You don't alter the natures of things.
I mean, I don't really. I just need to talk to him after whatever you do with him after that isn't really my problem. Yeah. Could you? Where is he?
Oh, after you. This is like showing up the leads and.
So who has the map that Birch gave?
We can say Talus took it and gave it to Silas.
Okay. So for reading the map, I will let you choose which skill you use. You can either do separate rolls or you can work together and you can roll with advantage. One of you can roll with advantage, but this is up to you.
I would say, like, if it's Silas reading the map, he's not like really paying attention much of it, and just like probably feeling the way where he came from more than he just like reading the map in itself.
Mm-hmm. What skill do you want to use for that?
I would say something like survival.
Okay. Talus, how do you want to help Silas and give them advantage, or do you want to also be reading the map and doing your own check?
Yeah, if Silas is going to not use the map, then I will definitely take a look at the map myself.
Okay.
What are you thinking? Investigation or?
That is up to you. Tell me what skill you want to use. Describe how you use it, and it's up to you. So you get to choose.
Yeah, I'll take the map. I will compare it against our local environment. I will check to see if I can find where we are on the map, match the descriptions and the location with a bit of an investigation.
Okay, cool. So, Talus, roll me an investigation roll. Silas, roll me a survival roll. Let's see how well this goes. Oh no. Okay, so on a 13, you are able to sort of navigate this map. You are able to match the caverns. The drawing itself is a little hard to interpret because it is sort of scribbled, and you can tell there are bits where the pieces of bark definitely mess with like the drawing because of all the lumps and cracks in it. But you are able to sort of navigate your way through these caverns and match the drawing on the map to how the caverns are angled.
Each turn you probably hear, in each turn you probably hear Silas say like, "Oh yeah, I remember it's in this way," and just like having Talus like, "No, it's over there," and just like turning around. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking it's over there.
Floose egg one, by the way. As you're sort of going and you sort of go, "Oh no, it's this way," you start walking the one in a direction. Can you please make me a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, I can do. Here you go.
Okay. Can you roll me 1d6, please?
Roll. Here.
Okay, what is 3? What is 3? Okay. Cool. How much damage does that do? Okie dokie. As you go, oh, it's this way. One of the veins of magic sort of coursing through the wall suddenly hisses and sparks, and this arc of brilliant green lightning lashes out across this cavern, and you take 10 points of lightning damage.
Oh shit! All right.
Damn.
That was quite a shock.
And you can see the and everyone watching can see this, the this arc of lightning streaking out from one of these veins embedded in the wall. You can almost hear that hiss and hum of magic sort of almost echoing and rumbling and shaking the chamber itself.
Should we be nervous about that?
I'm already pretty nervous because we should get a faster pace.
If there's going to be more lightning, then perhaps, yes, we should get a move on.
Just as the... I mean, I'm assuming here I might have been stuffing my face with fried chicken when we went through character descriptions. As a person covered in metal armor and weapons, I'm a little nervous about this.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly, it's not just lightning down here, if it makes sense, if that makes you feel any better.
Not
If I
really.
remember correctly.
Heat,
no, sometimes
metal,
it's fire.
disintegrate armor. There's all sorts of magic that just
Well,
ruins
sometimes
armor.
it's fire, sometimes it's cold. Well, a lot of things ruin armor.
The professor did mention explosions. Do you know how often the explosions happen?
I haven't been here in a really long time.
Walk and talk, walk and
But-
talk.
Flus is saying 20 feet ahead. That's real interesting. Can we please move?
Dodie deliberately slows down her walking.
I will pick you up.
Oh yeah, but you don't know where you're going, so you have to follow these two, so you can't go any faster anyways.
I will pick you up and get us both lost.
Oh, okay, well then you're gonna be lost and stuck down here for longer.
I will sink both of our boats by setting us both on fire. Please move at a faster pace.
We're not in a boat.
It's called an
You know
allegory.
what?
Please move faster.
Do you know what, Flus? I actually no, new friends. I must tell you about Flus's music. It's absolutely wonderful. He plays this amazing, like, elevator jazz that's just off beat. It's a real expression of alternative soul.
Friday, what is an elevator?
It's a thing we have in Ravnica, magical powered platforms that get
It
you to
goes
a
with the
Sounds-
Germans.
That sounds weird.
It goes with the Germans and the techno.
It does.
Oh, I blocked the memory out. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Nat 20 to lie about Germans is one of the favorite things I have said in the course of playing D&D, and I will remember it forever.
Yeah, I think the Germans have it, you know, with their techno stuff.
Right. Friday has an inn with the German techno and the elevators. It's real fine and dandy,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
I'm a bird in a cave. I'm uncomfortable. Can we please move faster?
I mean, ceilings, just like 20 feet up, you're fine.
I'm just gonna pick up Dido?
Dodie.
Jody.
Dodie. Oh, I nearly called her Dido for a second. I was getting stuck. Scoop her up and tuck her under my arm.
Why? Put me down!
Starts wiggling. I'm not gonna make you make a save for this because she's a literal 10-year-old, but she's wiggling.
Okay, then. Perhaps we should move on ahead. It'll be
do-
fine, little one.
I do hate to resort to force, but this one seems determined to put themselves in danger.
I am not determined.
Lead on, good friends.
Talus will step on ahead, following the map still.
Luce, can you roll me a perception check?
You were asking for the stuff I'm bad at today. 17.
Okay, out of 17, as you're walking along, as you're walking, journeying through these caves, you can sort of start to see, as these lights sort of cascade on these walls, you can start to see bits of what look like almost drawings, almost like paintings. And you can also see in some of these veins, there is that flare of golden light that you associate with your lady. And they all seem to be rushing. There is a spark, almost like a wisp, and then it follows a vein down a different tunnel. You can see another one, and it goes in that same direction. Sort of the and then darting off.
Okay. Flus is just gonna very deliberately just, hey, I want to look at this, and just veer off.
Okay. Flus separates from the party, is what I'm hearing, unless anyone would like to follow Flus.
It might not be the way, but Talus would want to follow.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
what about Silas? Are you following?
Yeah, if like the map is following and just like you follow the map and like also like you notice probably like the signs, we just get like something that catches eyes for sure.
Mm-hmm. I will say that the flare of gold light wasn't something that anyone else really picked up on. It was only visible to Flus. You
Okay.
just see Flus kind of stop and go, I'm going this way, and then leave. What about you, Friday?
Yeah, I follow along, doing my best to calm Dodie.
Dodie be doing a squirm.
You can put me down. Can you put me down? Can
Well, you
put me
see,
down?
the only people in the party who are allowed to walk are the ones that act like adults. Anyone who acts like a
I'm
toddler,
10.
unfortunately, has to be carried.
I'm 10 years old. I can act
But
like
come
a toddler.
on, we all know that ages don't matter in the grand scheme of things.
I'm the one who knows this place better than you.
Anything else?
No, Dodie just shuts up. And as you
Are
walk,
you-
all of you can sort. Oh, yeah.
Are you ready to start acting like an adult?
I'm ready to stop acting. I'm ready for you to stop carrying me. So I mean, if that means acting like an adult, fine.
What happens if you don't act like an adult?
You pick me up, or Flus picks me up, or something.
I mean, I have a full bedroll in my pack. I can swaddle you if that's what you need.
Do you know how to swaddle someone?
Yes?
Roll a deception check.
I don't need to roll a deception check.
Do you know how to swaddle a baby?
Yes.
She squints at you. Okay, fine. I don't. Fine. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm going to put you down.
The minute you put her down, she goes and darts off towards Silas and Talus, who are the people in the party she is not miffed at the moment.
Well, hey there, little one.
Hi. You two are my favorites right now. I'm gonna stay with you.
Good. Make sure you stay behind us, stay safe, and don't get
Why
into
does
trouble.
everyone think I can't handle myself?
I have no idea.
I have a knife.
Oh, I have a knife too. This is like getting out like it's a knife. Like I use this like for getting materials and everything.
Yeah, I got this one from the little entrance, and she pulls out a little dagger that's got like some gold filigree on it. And it's almost as if the blade is like this iridescent glass. Yeah, I got a knife.
Can I pick up like just like examine it or?
Oh yeah.
So
Just give it back, because if I
you
don't
can-
have it, then I don't have anything to stab people with.
Well, I can give you mine in the times and is like giving like his dagger in the same time. It's
Okay.
like, that's quite like the work of it. Where did you pick that again?
Some old treasure trove we were passing by.
And as we're walking, can everyone make me a perception check?
Sure do.
Wow, y'all rolled real good. Ooh, everyone sees everything. Okay, so on all of these rolls, what you all catch are as you're walking down, all of you can only Floos can see the light sort of arcing through these veins, this golden light sort of leading off. But what all of you can see is that there are bits of what look like almost art on these walls. You can see people have drawn like flowers along some of these rock veins. And these flowers sometimes go into larger murals of painting of gatherings of parties. You can see these murals of almost like these really tall castles. Talus, you can see something that looks so similar, like a silhouette that looks so similar to Starlight City, except it looks unlike the city you know, where it's sort of in that perpetual twilight. It is almost in brilliant daylight, with glitter and gold seem to have been like embedded into the wall, like golden filigree. Sort of bits of it almost carved into like reliefs, and you can see bits of the magic that has been infused into these cavern walls, glowing, almost lighting up each of these spires. On a 23, Friday, you recognize a lot of the places you've been. You recognize things you recognize the symbols of the rose court. You can see a relief of those tall cherry blossom trees, almost glittering pink in the light of one of these veins of wild magics deep into it. Talus, you can see things that you're familiar with, bits of the cavern that you're walking into, almost as if a cavern drawn within the cavern. You can see people in these caverns painting and carving art as if it's a grand tradition. And Floos, what you see is something very, very familiar. As you sort of follow this golden light, you can see one of these in almost an alcove, this very, very tall mural that stretches almost the entirety of the cavern wall, 20 feet up. It's this beautiful garden of sorts. It's your lady's garden. Except this thing looks thousands and thousands of years old. You can see this gazebo, and you can see people gathered around this place. People sort of almost in bardic uniform, but also some in armor, some with weapons, some with gilded pauldrons and helms and circlets that glitter in the light and into the stone. And you can see at the very center is what was once the image of your lady, but it looks like someone has gouged it out. And in the center, there is a golden mote of light that is glimmering. And I will also say on a 23, Scrat, as you walk into this big cavern and you look at that mural, one of the figures in the mural does catch your eye.
Is it an egg?
No, it is not an egg. What you do see in this mural that looks years upon years of old is an image of a pigeon-like Aarakocra. Pinkish feathers glowing in the light of the magic woven through this cavern. Deep
Can
blue
I
coat.
look at the Aarakocra
Yes.
and look at Floos
Yes.
and look at the Aarakocra
Yes.
and look at Floos
Yes.
and make a wisdom check? Because this is the same character that couldn't put together that the symbols were important. So at this point, I feel like it's canon.
Okay. You can put it together. This is probably Floos. It looks uncannily like Floos. But this image looks like, from the dust in it and the erosion, it looks like this mural is thousands upon thousands of years old.
Lose?
That's my name.
It's not just your name, it's your likeness. And I point.
And now everyone can see there is a figure in this mural that looks very, very, very much like
I didn't
me.
catch where is the pink Aarakocra in the mural.
It is among the people gathered in this garden. You can see the gazebo in the center where that golden mote of light is. And there are a crowd of people sort of gathered around it, carved into the rock. And one of the people in that crowd is what looks like a very pink pigeon-like Aarakocra.
I'm gonna just very much ignore that and head straight for that golden moat in the middle of the mural.
Okay. Everyone else, now that Friday has pointed it out, you do see there is a figure in this mural that looks very, very, very much like the Aarakocra bard in your party.
Does anyone else think we should be suspicious that the mural has one of us in it?
Scanning for the rest of us.
Roll me a perception check. Anyone who would like to look for the rest of you, make a perception check.
I think I'm vain enough to.
Woof!
What mirror?
Silas, are you gonna make a perception check, or are you not looking?
I'm wondering if I'm not looking at the mirror, if I can see myself, but like I would more sticking on the figure of Floss on the wall and actually like try to look the similarity between him and the
Okay, roll me then either a perception or investigation.
B investigations.
Yeah. Okay. So on a 5, you look and you're like, oh hey, there's an elf, and they have hair, and their skin tone looks sort of like, hey, maybe that could be me. That could totally be me. I think that's me. And the more you look at it, the more you convince yourself it's yourself.
Does Floos recognize any of the other carvings of people on the wall?
You don't.
Mm.
It feels like there's like that. It's like that feeling when you have something, when a word is on the tip of your tongue and you know you should know it, but you don't. The garden itself looks familiar. And so you feel this, like you should recognize something or someone about this place. You don't. On an 11, you're able to, you can kind of like even touch the mural. That looks uncannily like Floos. Down, not just the pigeon features, not just the pink feathers, but even the coat and the waistcoat and the pantaloons, the coloring itself looks almost identical to how Floos looks. The only thing that's off-putting you is that this mural looks old. Several thousands of years old. You can feel the dust and grime sort of on your fingers as you sort of run your hands along it. And Floos doesn't look that old. And I don't know how much you know about Aarakocra lifespans, but it definitely seems.
I'm gonna try and chip away at the mural with my fingers, my feathered fingers, to try and open up more to that golden moat.
Okay, roll me a strength check.
Like Silas wouldn't know like the Aarakocra lifespan. Will see them, but like he's not like getting study into like their culture or anything like that. So he was turning around with Frost and it's like, that's interesting. How are you, Floss? Because this is most likely exactly you represented there.
Don't rather know and don't rather care.
As you're chipping away at this moat, on a 16, you are able to sort of chip through this rock. I will say you will need to make me a dexterity saving throw because you're chipping through a rock charged with wild magic.
16.
Okay, on a 16 is you're chipping through and you turn and you say, don't know, don't rightly care. There is an arc of light. And can you roll me 1d6?
Six.
Okay. You take 4 points of radiant damage as you're chipping through this, you hit something and there's a woof, and a brilliant flash of light flares out from this rock. But you are able to chip away a pretty big hole and you're able to sort of see where this light is.
Can I try and peel away a little bit more to try and get underneath it?
I say you have enough to get like your right now with a 16, you have enough to get your arm and like your head through.
I'm gonna put my head through the wall. What can go wrong? If
Okay.
there's an egg, I'm walking to California. I want you to know.
There's a lockdown on.
So you peel open this wall. And what you do find is a golden ovaloid shape.
See you, Mackenzie, in about a month.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and pick up this golden egg.
To be fair, it's a lot bigger than like a chicken egg. It's about 6 inches tall, and it is glowing.
I will try and take it out of the little hole in the wall.
You are able to, very easily. And sort of, you can grab it and pull it out. It feels warm to the touch, and it looks like it's almost made of that same sort of crystalline, that topaz crystal that you've seen Dodie carrying around.
All right. Gonna try and do an arcana on this.
Okay, what are you trying to discern?
What the fuck am I holding?
Okay. Roll me an arcana at disadvantage because I have a stack.
I'm looking at the stream. It looks like I have like a bunch of advantage stacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I burn one of those?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna do that, and I see I have a 20.
I mean, you don't need to burn an advantage if you burn the 20.
I'll burn the 20.
You can tell on a nat 20. This is an egg.
If I smash it, am I ending a life? Is it just valuable? Is it just a gold egg? What's this egg behind the mural of my lady, Mackenzie?
I'm sorry, I'm watching Scrat lose it.
Mackenzie, I asked a question. What is this?
It's
is
an
it
egg.
a real egg? Did an animal lay this egg? Is it a cave egg? What's the egg for, Mackenzie? I want to know. I will
Okay.
Arcano. What else do I gotta do?
So on a nat 20, on an arcana, you can tell this is an egg. But it is an egg made out of that same golden topaz crystal. It almost pulses with a faint light. It has a distinct sort of, I feel like magic signature is, I guess, the right word for it, where you can touch it and you can feel that sort of, again, that sense of familiarity that you should know that this feels like something that you have seen or you know, but you can't quite place it. You can tell from looking at the egg that there is something inside it. Doesn't seem living, but it does seem to be moving.
I guess I'm gonna feel real dumb for a moment and just hold it up to my beak and just go, can you hear me? Can you understand what I'm saying?
Roll me a perception check.
For once, I want you to say persuasion this today. 22.
Okay, on a 22, what you can hear on the inside is this sort of, is almost like a rushing. And with that high of a roll, you can hear what sounds like a voice. It doesn't seem to be making any words you can discern, but it sounds familiar. And on a 22, I will say this much, it sounds very much like this speech cadence, even though you can't make out the words. It sounds very much like Dodie's speech cadence, except deeper.
Flus is gonna turn around. Hey, Dodie,
What?
do you know what I'm holding?
It's an egg.
Yeah. Talks like you, though.
Oh, yeah, sure. Egg talks. Okay.
Flus is going to walk up to Dodie and just put one feathered arm on her shoulder
What?
and press the egg up to her ear. And
It's
and
egg.
next to the egg, he's gonna go. Can you make that same sound come for me?
Now roll a persuasion check for the egg.
29.
Damn.
You persuade the egg so hard. And I'll say, like, with the 29, everyone can kind of hear this now because it makes that same sort of rustling noise, almost like a whoosh of air, and it has that through this cavern, especially because of the way it's shaped. You can hear that echo, and even for Silas and Talus, even though you haven't been around Dodie that much, you can tell from how this egg moves and the almost sing-songy cadence that comes from it. It sounds so similar to how Dodie sort of talks, the same sort of ups and downs in her speech. It just seems like it's pitched deeper and almost as if it's really far away.
Can I do detect magic on it?
You can?
Here we go.
Remind me what detect magic. Does it give you the school?
Yep. For the duration, sends a presence. It's giving you what school it is.
Okay. So, on this, I will give you this is a magical cavern. You have a lot of information that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
What is your spellcasting modifier?
Charisma.
Okay, make me a charisma save. I just want to see how much you're able to discern because you are in a cavern filled with rocks that are infused with magic. I need to see how much you're able to discern. Okay, not bad. So on a 19, you're able to pick up a couple things. Me as a person, I'm not really brushed up on schools of magic, so I'll just say what you can tell, like the purpose of the magic in the egg. You can tell that this is. It feels like almost a magic seal, that abjurative magic where something is locked away deep inside this egg. Maybe the egg itself isn't a container, but it is definitely part of something that is holding something back. You can also detect very, very, very beneath you in this cavern 2 massive surges of chaotic energy, and they're coming to the surface, almost moving in time to the sing-song of the egg. And we're going to take a break right there.
Cool. Also, on top of that, like when I'm casting a level 1 spell, I have like this weird thing called Weird Arcana, which has come from the archetypes from.
Yes. Roll me a d20.
Oh dear.
If it's a 1, we might get more
good.
egg. Nope. So yeah, nothing happens. But as you detect magic, you can sense these 2 massive surges of energy. And as the egg is sort of making that singing sound, it sort of hums louder and louder and louder. You can feel the ground shake. And 2 of these fissures split. And that is where we are going to take our break.
Hey everyone, we're going to take 5 minutes to stretch our legs, grab a drink. I'll probably go and wash my beard again to get rid of the last remnants of chicken grease. It wasn't fresh, it wasn't fast. But we'll
was
be
it
back
egg?
There wasn't any egg, thank goodness. Just a lot of grease. Honestly, you know when you eat something and then you just feel... yeah, anyway. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We recommend you do the same. But if you do fancy sitting around, we do also have an advert from the Deck of Many to play for you. So do enjoy that. We will be back in 5 minutes. See you soon.
like you really lost your edge, huh? Huh? God, I'm funny. So, I guess weapons don't... Weapons don't work! Hey, why aren't you laughing? Oh, I know. Let me hit you with the punchline! Wait, my animated spell cards! They can save us! Well, jeepers, Jane. Blast him! Avada Kedavra! Right in the funny bone. Bleh. I really don't like that guy. We did it! Yeah! Defeat your greatest foes with the most powerful spells. Animated spells are back, with level 6 to 9. Each spell card features 8 frames of looping animation that makes the spell come to life, and contains all the spell details on the back. And for the first time, you can divine with a fully animated tarot card deck. Will you read Fortune or Folly? Jane! Techno's reforming! Not on my watch! Meteor swarm! Go to animatedspells.com and back the Kickstarter today.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a fantastic break. We kind of had a crash in the break, but we managed, I think, to maintain the. If you've crashed again, roll 20. If OBS, I swear. Is it still up? OBS.
You look fine to me.
Okay. I just saw network error appear on the screen to my right, and I was like, I will flip things. We had a little crash, but we're here. I'll hand back over to Mackenzie.
So, last we left off, you had cast detect magic on this egg. The things you were able to detect were that the egg has some sort of abjurative magic, almost like a seal, as if it is holding something away. And what you could also feel are two big surges of energy. You can't determine the school because every time you look at it, it flips and it changes. It changes from evocation to abjuration to conjuration, just sort of flipping like a Rolodex. But you can see these two massive surges sort of coming up, and everyone else can feel the ground shake and see some cracks start to splinter across the walls of this cavern. And that is where we rejoin the party. What would you like to do?
Where do surges come from?
They are coming from beneath the ground.
We might want to move away from this room, otherwise I feel like everything will explode in our faces, like before.
Yes, I think I don't want to be where there are explosions about to happen.
I'm gonna put the egg under my arm. Is there another way out of this room, out of this chamber?
Nope. One tunnel in, one tunnel out.
All right. I am going to just head out of the room.
Okay. You taking the egg?
I'm taking the egg.
Okay.
Before we leave, can I thrust my head to the space that Floos freed up and see if there's anything else in there?
Yes, you can. Roll me an investigation check.
Ooh. My best stat.
Okay. Do you have dark vision?
I think Halford have.
No, they don't. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yeah, yes, they do.
Okay.
I just couldn't see it.
Then, what you do see as you stick your head through this, you see where the egg was. You see sort of a nestled, like, pedestal almost, but what catches your eye, and on an 11 you can still pick this up because it's something you're very familiar with, because it's on your arms. It's that same sort of twisting, like, flame-like engraving that looks like the rays of the sun. And it's around this pedestal. You can also see, though they're very old and very chipped, they look like there used to be numbers along this pedestal.
My o'clock? Okay, I will look at that and I will file that information into the file marked process later and yeet it towards the back of my brain.
Okay, yes, you can mentally yeet the bad things into the corner of your brain. Do you follow? What is everyone else doing? Is everyone following Floos out of the cavern? Anything anyone else wants to do in this space?
Alice will head to the door, head to the entranceway to the cavern, and just sort of stand there, looking at Floos walking away, or moving very fast away, back at the others, and sort of hedge his bets, waiting to see what everyone else will do.
Okay. Silas, what are you doing?
Well, since I have made the warning that like something might explode, I would like probably just like heads right behind Floos.
Okay. So, how long? Detect magic is what, 10 minutes?
Detect magic
Yes.
is
Concentration of 10
10
minutes. Okay. So as you follow Floos, you do get that surge of magic coming from the egg he's carrying. You can still feel it. You can also feel the those surges of magic that were underneath the ground beneath you, you can feel them not necessarily following you, but it is almost as if they are attracted to the surge of magic coming from the egg. And you can keep hearing the egg sort of making that low, rumbling, sing-songy noise echoing through these tunnels.
It's look like this egg's activating all the surge around these caverns. Go over there, and it's just like pointing toward different directions to Flus. See, like, if it's following you.
I'm sorry, what?
The surge on the ground, let's say, like, about to explode. It seems to follow the eggs, but some sort of activating the surge around.
Okay. Are you telling me that magic is following my egg? Because if you tell me that magic is following my egg, I'm going to get real uncomfortable real quick.
Are you saying it's your egg?
It is in my possession, and it is an egg.
Seems the magic is bringing towards the egg. That's what I'm saying. Is this egg's calling for something, and the magic's activate around it.
I'm going to put it on the ground and roll it away from me.
Okay, make me a charisma saving throw.
Oh. Okay. 21.
Okay, you roll the egg away from you.
At this point, Talus is going to pull a longbow off his back,
Okay.
prepare an arrow, and just keep an eye on the egg to see if anything happens.
Okay. Roll me a perception check. Okay. On a 16, and we'll have this stand as you sort of keep an eye on the egg. You can see. I'll say right now to help everyone visualize what's going on. There is the main sort of cavern with the mural, and that is about like a 30-foot diameter circle. And then Flus has gone down a tunnel, which is 10 by 10, 10 by 10, and then long. Flus, did you roll the egg back towards the cavern or towards the exit?
I'm trying to roll away from everybody, but I was going to say it. I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to say it, Scrat, because I have class somehow. If everybody's following me, then we'll roll back down towards the mural.
Okay. Is everyone following Flus?
Yes.
I guess more specifically, is anyone not following Flus?
I would have been listening. I would have been looking in that hole, looking horrified for a moment, and then following Flus.
Okay. So I will say, because you did take some time to sort of study that, put your head into the cavern, the little nook, you do see the egg roll back down into the cavern and just sort of settle. On the 16, as you're watching the egg roll, you can see these cracks you can see some of the fissures in the wall grow. You can see bits of it splintering. You can see little chips of rock sort of falling away. Sort of heading, and all the fissures seem to be heading towards the egg.
That's very curious. Very curious.
What is everyone else doing?
I'm waiting to see what happens.
Silas, do you still have your detect magic up?
Yep. As long as I can, I will still keep the magic. The magic.
You can definitely feel these things, these surges of magic in the ground, rushing towards this egg, almost as if it's a beacon. And I will need everyone to make me dexterity saving throws.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Maniac.
Okay. Okay. Scrat and yes, Friday and Silas, roll me 1d6.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I'm not the
Okay.
carrier of the eggs, but like
Somehow this egg has managed to be the most terrifying thing I've created as a DM. I'm really proud of myself.
Okay. So you can feel these caverns rumble and shake, and there is a hiss and a crackle and a spark as these fissures all at once almost shatter. These bits of magical sparks and these multicolored hues sort of just arc across these caverns, like singeing the walls, leaving scorch marks, even knocking away chunks of this mural part relief. Friday, you are unable to dodge in time, and as a gout of flame sort of spurts from the wall near you as another one of these fissures cracks, and you take 4 points of fire damage. Silas, as you're concentrating on these surges coming out of the ground, one of the fissures in the wall next to you shatters, and you take 2 points of acid damage as one of these gouts of magic just spurts out, and these sparks almost turn to these globules of acid in midair, and they land on your skin with that sort of acrid hiss and smell. And you can see these fissures now sort of racing towards this egg, and you can see these almost like how a nebula looks, the sort of mismatched compilation of light and particles. You can see what look like limbs rising out of the fissures in the ground. These long hands with too many fingers sort of just starting to pull their way out of the ground, crawling with these disjointed elbows toward the egg.
well, I guess we avoided a catastrophe in there. Even if I know that pain too well.
Ow.
So, how far away are the
Friday,
hands from
you're
us?
still. They are. Well, it depends how far deep in the tunnel were you when you rolled out the egg.
I just would have just done like a little gentle push.
Okay, so I'd say, I will say the egg ended up in the center of the cavern. If you're sort of in the tunnel, I'd say it's about 10-ish feet, but you can see these large creatures starting to like claw their way out of the ground, sort of. So right now it's Friday across the room, then egg, then these two things coming out of the ground, then the rest of the party.
All right. Flus is gonna call it. Hey, Silas, can you two tussle, fight?
I am prepared to shoot my bow if I'm needed to.
And Silas?
What do you require of me?
Are you able to fight at all?
Oh, well, yeah. I'm most likely more of a researcher, but I'm more interested to see what's going on. But if needed, I can definitely cast some spells.
Ooh. I'm gonna cast Thorn Whip on the egg to pull it to me.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
$14 to hit an egg.
Okay. What's an AC? What's an AC of an egg?
Wouldn't say hi. All you gotta do is
I
drop
will
it.
I mean,
say
it's a
on a
stationary
14,
object, and it's not like
You are able
egg.
to.
It's like egg.
Sorry, zoom lag there, everyone.
I'd say like you're able to wrap it. You're able to yank it
you're not able to yank it like all the way to you. You're not able.
Big zoom lags going on. Not
Okay. Are we
quite
back?
sure what's
Hello?
happening. We may well be back.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was.
The only thing that I've seen going on today on Zoom is backend updates and additional IP address ranges, so they shouldn't be affecting us. Hopefully it's just a heat thing, and we'll be back on track very soon. Players, are you hearing me at regular speed yet, or am I still breaky uppy for you?
I can hear you.
Voice
hearing
is
your
fine.
Voice is
regular
fine
speed.
for me. Video is a bit slow.
Trying to catch up.
Yeah, there's a big delay there. Big
Yeah.
delay.
Video's slow and everyone's audio is a little
Yeah,
slow.
video is lagging behind, but I can hear people just fine.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to break screen for a second. We're gonna try stopping the Zoom call and starting it again. See if that refreshes the DNS. And hopefully we'll get a more stable connection. Hopefully something just happened while we were there. And if that doesn't work, we will persevere, but we will catch up. We'll be right back, everyone. While we're getting everyone back in here, let's just play that advert for you again. Sorry for the delays today, everyone. That's well, that's a heck of a thing.
Oh no, Jimmy! Heckna's after us! What are we gonna do? Sword beats face! Ha! Looks like you really lost your edge, huh? Huh? God, I'm funny. So, I guess weapons don't... Weapons don't work! Hey, why aren't you laughing? Oh, I know. Let me hit you with the punchline! Wait! My animated spell cards! They can save us! Well, jeepers, Jane. Blast them! Avada Kedavra! Right in the funny bone. Bleh. I really don't like that guy. We did it! Yeah! Defeat your greatest foes with the most powerful spells. Animated spells are back, with level 6 to 9. Each spell card features 8 frames of looping animation that makes the spell come to life, and contains all the spell details on the back. And for the first time, you can divine with a fully animated tarot card deck. Will you read Fortune or Folly? Jane! Heckna's reforming! Not on my watch! Meteor swarm! Go to animatedspells.com and back the Kickstarter today.
Okay, everyone, that seems to have fixed the problem. The classic old turn it off and turn it back on again. Let's get back to the terrifying egg content.
Ah, yes, the
You just tried
terrifying egg content. My brand. Yes, so you thorn whip the egg. On a 14, it is stationary, but it is a rather small object. But with a 14, you are able to get the whip around the egg and pull it towards you. I would say you're not able to get the egg all the way towards you like Indiana Jones style, but you are able to move the egg about a good 10 feet.
All right. Cool.
And you can all feel the ground beneath you start to shake as these fissures start to crack, and you see these things sort of start moving with these disjointed limbs sort of slapping and this low sort of rumbling groaning as these amorphous blobs of what looks like magic let loose from these fissures sort of starts to form.
Not a fan of that. Are they still chasing after the egg after I pulled it?
Yep.
I'm gonna thorn whip it again.
Okay.
I
Hold
think
on,
I
I
missed.
Do you need help for moving the egg, Floss? Maybe
Please and thank
play an
you.
end?
Okay,
Please and thank you.
wait. Hold on. We have to address the fact that you rolled a natural 1.
Yeah?
So, Floos, would you please tell me how you messed up? How does this go wrong?
I hit my hat off with my wrist. And I fumbled over my hand.
Okay. And as you sort of misaim your whip, it doesn't catch the egg, but it does still catch something.
What does it catch, Mackenzie?
You can see the thorn whip wrap around one of the arms of these creatures emerging from the ground.
Flu screams.
And you
Not-
can see,
Not a long one, just...
and as you pull back, thinking you got the egg, you can see the thorns break across this arm. It doesn't bleed, but it does sort of wisp off this magic, and you can see this combination of fire and lightning and acid sort of consume up the whip you would cast. And as it pulls up, you can see this gaping sort of what should be a mouth, but it looks almost as if it is a mouth that is too wide for its body, gaping into this amorphous blob. You can see it has too many eyes, all the pupilless and all irisless, but these glowing sort of things all lodged over different parts of its body, and it sort of turns towards you as you pull it.
I'm just gonna yell
Again.
Friday, Friday, I messed up.
What is that? I see the same thing, right?
You are on the other side of the room, so you see the egg get pulled 10 feet towards the exit of this room, and in front of you, you can see these creatures starting to emerge from the ground, and you can see not only the one that Floos is angered, but a second one closer to you. That same sort of amorphous blob with no real body or torso, but just a million of these pupilless, irisless eyes just sort of embedded into this nebula-like body, and a mouth that's just stretching too wide, sort of emerging from the ground with that same low sound.
Well, what do you want to do with the egg, Floss? And as he's doing that, he's just like casting Mage Hand and like lifting it up from the ground to the at least not like sitting on the ground at the moment.
I want it in my possession, but currently, I think I'm confident in saying I'm horrified, and I want the two things in front of us dead.
Do you still want the egg, knowing that it's actually tracked them towards it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's just like bring the egg slowly towards people and like in front of like Floss. Maybe grab it if you want to.
I grab the egg.
I do want to say, because you're picking up the egg as it's in range of two creatures who want it, can you please roll me a check with your spellcasting modifier? I want to see how you are able to... If you have proficiency in sleight of hand, you can add that. But I want to see how you're able to lift and navigate this egg as these large, nebulous magic
Okay,
elementals.
So it would be spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, your spellcasting modifier.
Okay, so it would be the straight up charisma check, I guess.
Yeah, if you have proficiency in sleight of hand, you can add your proficiency bonus. If not, then just do straight up spellcasting modifier.
Cool.
Okay. On a 16, you are able to grab and navigate this. What does your mage hand look like?
I would say it's like those kind of rocky, stone edgy, like really hard edge, like and sort of like things like a baseball-ish gloves, something. Just like it's bringing it.
Yes. You are able to navigate it. You can see a couple of these things make a couple of, as you bring it, one makes this wide swipe at it, but you're able to duck it and deposit the egg in Flus's arms. But you do see these two creatures with their gaping mouth and their many-eyed form just turn down very slowly to look down the hallway at Flus.
Can I roll anything to identify what these are?
Sure. Nature, Arcana.
I'm gonna go with nature. 19.
They're elementals. But they're not made of any of the elements. They're made of pure wild magic.
Cool. First off, what? Second off, I did hit with my thorn whip. Do I deal damage?
Sure, roll me some damage.
Excellent. 11 piercing.
Okay, yeah. You make a small dent in this creature.
Cool.
Very small dent.
I'm assuming we're gonna roll initiative soon, but could I cast Hypnotic Pattern?
The minute you cast Hypnotic Pattern, we are going to roll initiative.
Can I do something before? Or
Okay,
we're
I will
just
give
like
everyone can do one action before we roll initiative.
Cool.
Because we've all been staring and watching in trepidation at this egg.
Yeah, watching like what is going on. So like, do I feel like people are actually getting ready to fight those things, or like it's just like it's happening without anyone's knowing?
I'd say because the situation has been very tense, y'all can prepare a little bit for a fight. So if you want to like cast mage armor, you can. If you want to do something like Hypnotic Pattern, you can. If it takes longer than an action, I don't think you'd be able to do it, but...
Yeah. No, I would just like point out my fingers towards one of the creature, trying to identify it's some sort of it, and just casting True Strike.
Okay, so that means the next attack you have on it has advantage.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Talus, is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, the one that's closest to Floss.
Yes.
I would like to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay. Hunter's Mark has been cast. Please remember the damage because I am not going to.
That's fine.
Friday, is there anything you would like to do as you are caught in the room with both of them?
Run
Before we
towards the one closest to me?
Okay, cool. Then have everyone roll me initiative. Cast Hypnotic Pattern, Flus, and we'll get this combat going.
I'm gonna
Egg
cast
battle.
it. So each of them has to make a wisdom saving throw or be charmed.
Okay. Well, I have a nat 20 that was gifted by the previous stream. So I'm going to use that. And I have an advantage, so I'm going to use that as well. Does a 14 pass?
Let me check. I hope not. God, math. It does not.
Okay, so one of them is charmed. Do you want to describe what your hypnotic pattern looks like as I write down initiative order?
It looks like just a swarm of birds. Just a light show of birds moving in just the worst patterns.
Okay. Flus, did you roll initiative or did I miss that one?
I have not rolled initiative yet.
Okay.
Strong.
Cool.
Strong.
Second, nat one.
I have an advantage. Can I roll again?
Sure. If you roll another nat one, I'm gonna cry.
If you're not, may I?
Don't worry, it's a free action to cry. Okay, so
Cool.
so let's see. So we've got the element. Silas, what is your initiative modifier, or your dexterity mod?
Dex mod is 1.
Okay, so the elemental goes first. Then Silas. Then Friday. Then Talus. And then coming up at the rear is Floos.
Hooray!
Okay, so the one I'll give you a choice to choose which one failed the hypnotic pattern, because there's
The one
two of them.
closer to
So
me.
the one closer to you failed. Okay,
Yep.
so the one furthest away. Shoot, I gotta roll a d6. Hold on. I'm gonna roll 2d6 actually. Cool. We'll make a note of that. So the one closest to Friday then is going to make 2 slam attacks.
Doesn't have to.
Okay, I don't think a 15 hit doesn't hit.
I imagine as it does try to hit my tattoos below bright gold,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
as that's the only reason they don't hit is my magical tattoos.
Yep. Can I retroactively use an advantage? I just want to hit you. Actually, no, I don't think I have one. Never mind. So both
I mean,
15s
you do
miss.
have one, and it's up to you really. You're in
No,
charge.
I used it for the wisdom save. So
Yeah, my bad.
I don't have it.
was
So both
looking
miss.
at a million applications breaking. I'm wondering why. Discord's down as well, apparently. I don't know if that's related to the Zoom issues.
Yeah.
Could be communication server
It's
thing.
okay.
I don't know.
So, let's see, what is this one? This is a 5. Okay, so you can see this elemental in front of you. It shifts from this sort of nebulous, multi-hued color to this vicious, virulent green. And as it swipes at you, you can hear this slosh and hiss of acid as it tries to attack you. Both miss, though, as your tattoos flare gold and deflect these blows, but you can still feel and smell that singe of acid. The one closest to you, Floos, you can see that nebulous form shift from, again, that iridescence to this almost brilliant, burning white that is almost too much to look at as it's charged with this radiant energy. But it does not attack you because it is charmed. And with that, it is Silas' turn.
Alright. How's the setup of the combat? Like,
Okay.
Like, what's the distance between each creature and us?
I will
and-
say everything is within. You can move to any point with your movement speed, essentially. So if you want to
Okay.
get into melee range with any of these elementals, you can. Everything is within that range.
Can I hit something in a 20-foot radius without hitting friendly?
No, you will hit. If you aim to hit, you can hit both elementals, but you will also catch.
Yeah, but
Friday.
can I land something? Yeah, but if I'm like, I know it's not targeted at something, I can like move it to enter it in the circle of hit, but like not like needed to be targeted at one of the creatures.
I'll say yes. You can catch both elementals without touching Friday.
Cool. So I would do a quicken spell.
Okay.
So transforming one of my spell action as a bonus action, and it would be casting first of all Firebolt as my cantrip.
Okay.
And I would like to use the twin spell again to use like spend sorcery point to like be twice the spell actually.
Okay.
So I can post it in the if you want to or to read about it.
For Firebolt.
No, yeah, Firebolt. Well, for the twin spell and the
Should be good. We're
yeah.
familiar. Yeah, by all means, twin
Yeah.
spell.
okay, cool.
An 11 doesn't hit.
It's on advantage for like the true strike from before.
Okay. Oh yeah, then a 19 does hit.
Cool. I guess I need to cast it twice, right? For like Both
Yes.
of them. Cool. I don't think the second one would be like.
The second one will not hit.
Yeah. Alright. And firebolt damage for the first one.
13 damage. Okay. Are you targeting the one closer to you or the one?
Yeah, for the first one. The one is not
Okay.
like charmed.
The one that isn't charmed, so that's the one farther away.
Yeah.
So yeah, that goes and strikes the elemental, and you can see a bit of the nebulous sort of energy that comprises it sort of break off as your firebolt hits it.
Okay. And as my action, I would cast Fireball,
Okay.
and making sure that it's not like hitting in the 20-foot radius of
How?
anyone.
What is the radius on? What is the size of fireball again?
20-foot
Is
radius.
it a 20-foot radius? That with
Yeah,
20-foot radius is going to consume the entire chamber. A
Oh, God.
20-foot diameter won't.
Oh.
Because the chamber is 30 feet in diameter.
Okay. Maybe I
mean-
would not like cast like a fireball in there.
I mean, look, it would only get Friday.
Hey. Hey, I resembled that suggestion.
I'm kidding.
What do I do? I would go with the witch bolt instead.
I will say,
Yep.
what you could do is you could aim it so that the fireball is centered like on a wall. You will
Yeah.
blow out a chunk of the wall, which may have consequences, but
Are
you
we-
won't hit Friday.
Are we
Yeah,
casting
I can do that.
firebolt or fireball?
A
'Cause
ball.
Yeah, ball. Okay.
Ball.
Okay.
I cast a bolt and then now I'm casting a ball.
Oh, okay. I got confused. I was like, I don't need to worry about a
Yeah.
firebolt. I'll be okay.
Yeah, so
You may want to worry about a fireball. I will say because you can cast fireball and get just the elementals. You will
Mhm.
blow out a chunk of the wall, which
So
may have
yeah, I would like
consequences
to use
later.
fireball again.
Oh, I catch fire
So it would
every
be like
weekend away. Don't worry about it.
So it would be like one sorcery point for each level. So it's a level 3 would be like
Okay.
3 sorcery point spent on that.
Okay.
And yeah, casting fireball twice
Okay.
on the first wall, and then after that, like on the opposite wall for like.
Okay. Cool.
And they must make like a dexterity,
Yes.
dexterity saving throw.
These have to do that. Okay. Well, the one who's charmed doesn't because its speed is reduced to 0. It's incapacitated, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that one automatically fails. This one definitely fails with a solid 4. So please roll me that 8d6 damage.
So first 8d6. 6. Then again, dash
Okay.
roll
Spicy.
Ooh.
6.
Woof.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Those
What
are
does
some
your
above
fireball
average
look like?
rolls.
The fireball looked like a dripping fire, molten-ish lava things. Like when he's casting, it's glowing a lot and like taking a lot of heat, and you see like this fire getting up like the normal fire, but like the rest is just like dripping from like lava blood. And it's just like throwing one at the one wall and like using my second hands like throwing it at the second walls.
Yeah. All right. And you can see these things as the fire hits them. They just sort of, it's like bits of the matter that is making up them just sort of like crumble and just sort of slough off and slither back into the ground. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Sorry, quick question, Floos. For Hypnotic
Yeah.
Pattern, is there another save they make or does it just last?
Let me pull the actual spell itself.
Because I know there are some charm spells where it's like if you attack it, they can make the save again. But
Right. Let's see here.
if it's just incapacitated, then
The
it's fine.
spell
Well,
ends from an affected creature if it takes any damage.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. So it's gone.
Friday, your turn. You just saw a fireball go off near your face.
And I think that will transform her into her rage as the fire sort of gets close to her. It's going to look like a small section of it continues on through her as her hair ignites, rising like flames from the back of her head. Static energy arcs across her lightning bolts this time, and though she's probably not facing any of you, if you were to look at her eyes seem to fill with ink that gently effervesces. Everything's fine. She's going to... did this kill the thing in front of me? Is it dead?
No.
She's going to run into the dwindling fireball as the flaming motes rescind down. She's going to dive in on top of this thing and recklessly make 2 attacks at
Okay.
this. It's Al's time to shine. The 24 hit
16 will hit. 24 will hit, yes.
and a 20.
20 will hit. Non-nat 20.
There's your 2d8s.
I always forget to pull up your table. Okay, so 11 slashing, 13 slashing, and let me go find your table of wild stuff to happen.
I'm playing a custom class.
Neither of them is darkness, though.
I'm playing custom class today, everyone. Designed by Mackenzie for Mage Hand Press. I've forgotten what it's actually called, but I affectionately refer to it as the Chaos Barbarian.
Yeah, both,
I have
both
very
Paladin
little
and-
control.
Both Paladin and Scrat are playing custom classes for this stream.
It means that everything I do falls to a roll table.
Oh, okay, cool. So first, Scrat, roll me 3d6.
This is fine.
Okay, cool. So that takes 11 plus 23, 24 slashing damage. And you can see as you swipe at this thing that lightning that's sort of cascading off your form, it sort of coalesces and sort of arcs, like you can see it bundle up across Al's blade, and as you slash at this thing, you can see that lightning arc, but you can also feel that lightning sort of creep up on Al's metal blade and catch onto your breastplate. You also take 8 points of lightning damage. And in that flash, you can feel your body discorporate for a moment, and then reform, trading places with the elemental. So now you are amidst the burning flames and crumbling wall, and the elemental is not.
This is fine.
Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I've bonus actioned, I've actioned. I would like to move around the creature, not leaving its range. Possibly
you can do that.
whistling. No, she's not whistling. She's angry. She's very angry.
Can you angry whistle?
No. No. Doesn't work so
Follow-up
well.
question: can you angrily say bubbles?
Bubbles! I was channeling all of my Mojo Jojo energy there, as much as I could.
Thank you.
Okay, with that then, it brings us to Talus.
Marvelous. With the dexterity, grace, and eloquence that only an elf could muster, Talus is going to bring up his long bow. I was going to say long sword for a moment, and that doesn't work. He'll bring up the long bow and notch an arrow in the direction of the one nearest to Floss,
Okay.
and unleash that, and also very quickly notch a second arrow and have that one follow 2 using
All right.
extra attack. So 2
Yeah,
longbow
roll me
attack.
those 2 attack rolls.
So that's a
will
29 and a
hit.
24.
Yeah, both of those
Marvelous.
hit.
Marvelous. And of course, that's the one with Hunter's Mark. So we will roll 2 lots of damage there, and the
Mhm.
d6. Woof.
Woo! Okay, so
Oh.
that's a chunk of damage. So hold on. I have to do math. 'Cause this thing's a beefy. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, is there a specific way your hunter's mark looks, or how that magic manifests? Do you want to describe that?
Yeah, I imagine it's a flash of light, a flash of green that sort of sparks wherever the arrow is hit on the body. And there's a flash of green momentarily as the arrow pierces.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I am good for now.
Okay. Then that brings us to Floos.
All right. Okay. I don't like these things at all, Mackenzie. I don't. I really don't. How close is one to me?
Egg, or is it unegg related?
They're just close to me, and they're not friends. So, how close is one to me?
I would say it's within 15 feet. The closest one is within 15 feet, yeah.
Okay, then. Ooh, what to do?
So I will say you have one that's in within 15 feet, and then you have one that's in within 30 feet. The one that's 30 feet is engaged with Friday. The one that's 15 feet is looking at you with several of its many eyes and eyeing the egg in your hands.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Sleep at 3rd level.
Okay.
So 9d8. Please. I can affect 35 hit points of a thing. Can I affect the one that's looking at me at all? What about the one that's near Friday?
Yes, you can affect that one.
I'm gonna make that one go to sleep.
Okay. What does casting sleep look like?
It involves Floos taking out one of his trumpets and just putting it to his beak and yelling, "Sleep!"
Okay. And as you yell, "Sleep!" across the cavern, you can hear it echo out. And this elemental Friday in front of you, can see this creature, all of its many, many eyes sort of dawning its amorphous form, all start to slowly shut one by one by one. And it sort of sinks down back into the fissures of the ground. Floos, is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Who is closer to me, Talus or Silas?
I think they were standing like right next to you.
Cool.
Unless either of them moved.
I'm gonna move behind Talus. And I am going to use a bonus action to use... I'm just gonna give him Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
You can add a D10 for next ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Okay. Cool. Before we start the next round of initiative, can everyone roll me a perception check?
11.
Yeesh.
Scrat, can you please roll me a perception check?
See.
You get advantage because of where you're standing.
Sorry. A something check? Perception.
Perception check, you have advantage because of where you're standing.
20.
Okay. As you cast sleep and you can see this thing seep into the ground, Scrat, you're the only one who notices this. Or Friday, you're the only one who notices this. In these chunks of wall that have been blown out, you can see one of the fissures sort of dripping onto the ground. This sort of viscous, glittering magic. And you can see as it sort of drips and coalesces, you can see it start to move and take form in front of you.
I don't like that.
Another friend.
And it is the elemental's turn. So the one close to you, Floos. Actually, shoot, I gotta roll 2d6 again. These things are garbage. I mean, they're not garbage, they're super fun because they cause so much chaos. but they are hard to manage for someone who's bad at tracking things. Okay, so the one closest to you, you can see it go from this brilliant sort of white and suddenly shift to this sickly pallid green, and you can hear it's as it sort of makes its motions toward you, this hissing as this acid sort of digs into the rock and it claws towards you, and it's going to make one slam attack against you, Floos.
I don't like that.
Oh, roll 20, please. Okay, does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
And does a nat 20
Yeah.
hit? Okay.
Not a fan of this.
No.
So you get 5 bludgeoning damage and 11 acid damage,
Okay.
and
Oh.
8 bludgeoning damage and 21 acid damage.
So what's the total here?
5 plus, so that's 16 plus 21, which is 37, plus 8 is 45?
I have 1 hit point.
Ooh.
Oh god.
You can feel this thing as it hits you, these sludgy arms sort of rake across. You can feel that burn, and you can smell that vitriol, that just sort of chemical burn sort of singe across your feathers. The swan that has started to coalesce in that pool dripping from the ceiling next to you, Friday, it sort of rears up ahead, and you can see it's going to make one attack at you.
No!
And you can see this one, it's sort of this icy pale blue, almost like turning inky black at the edges as it sort of lashes out at you. 14 doesn't hit.
In fact,
So you can see this.
these things haven't hit me at all.
Yeah.
You must be so blessed.
You're still attacking though, so you still keep your rage. If that's what you're worried about.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I wasn't worried about that. I know how to maintain a rage. I'm just thinking of a slight change in tactics.
Okay. And with that, it's the end of their turn. Silas, it's your turn. You just saw Floos get ravaged by one of these things.
Well, seeing that, I think I will cast a. Did I do that? Yeah, I could do that. I will spend another sorcery point to do a quicken spell on my next spell. That would be where is it? Blade Warren. Yeah.
Okay.
Blade Warren, which is giving me saying like
Yes.
basically Flo's like getting like crushed with like this thing was just doing like sigil in the air and just like getting protection against like bludgeoning damage, piercing,
Yes.
slashing for Dexter. And on my normal attack, I will cast. Oh yeah, I noticed the other things. Oh, okay. On the other spell, I will cast spell Witch Bolt.
Okay.
Which is-
And that's the one closest to
Yeah,
you
the one
and
close to
Floos.
me. Yeah,
All right, yeah.
the one
cool.
is not sleeping, basically.
The one that is sleeping is just currently off the field because it slept and then like sunk back into the earth, so you don't have to worry about accidentally attacking it.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I must roll another 1d20 for the stings, and also I think I have a clause of like something called unstable power,
Yes, you do.
which is
Every time you cast a spell, you gotta roll 1 to 20, and if you roll a nat 1, things happen.
yeah, but like
Uh-oh.
unstable power is like something like whenever you have like at higher level clause, I need to roll like 1d6 -2 to add the result on the slots level. Something sort of things like that.
I'm not sure. We could just say
I'll
just
just,
roll
like-
1d. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is-
At higher levels, claws rolled didn't add this result to the slot level you used. If you rolled, so basically if you cast Witch Bolt at a spell at a higher level, then we'd have to. Oh no.
This is like for the where the
Oh
kinetic.
no. Okay, roll me 1d100. We'll just say for now we can. Unstable power doesn't have to affect Witch Bolt because I think you cast it at like level 1. But please roll me 1d100.
Ooh, 7.
Cool. Cool.
She's
yes.
saying cool, but it's not cool.
Okay. Okay, cool. That works out really well. Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, that's pretty much it. I think I will
Okay.
just take a little step back away from this creature if it's not like in my range yet.
Cool. That's great. Anyways, Friday, your turn.
Friday is looking at the two things around her,
Uh-huh.
and you know what? This is fine. They can keep on wailing on her. This is just fine. She desperately wants a bonus action. Does she have a bonus action here? That is a action.
What are you trying to do?
I want to attack everything. That's what I want to do. I want to attack everything. I am going to shake my hair out a little bit. Gonna grab hold of the band that's supposedly holding it together and pull it out. Shake my hair out so it sort of rises up a little. And I'm gonna point at the one near Floos.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna lose control.
Okay.
This is the second time I've done this on a
Please roll me
creature in
one.
close proximity to Floos. This will be
Yes,
fine,
roll
Floos.
me 1d20.
If it's darkness.
4. No, it's... I swear to God. No, it's not. I think this is the updated one, yeah. So, Floos, next to you, you see all of a sudden this... Almost as if coming from the fissures itself, this sort of multi-hued fog roll up around this elemental as Friday casts Fog Cloud. And I think Fog Cloud...
Oh, no.
Don't want that. But
Much different thing.
Let me just double check on Fog Cloud's radius.
Fog cloud or
Oh,
flood
I
cloud?
didn't. Depends.
One is inspiring much fear in me.
This is a 20-foot radius sphere, so this covers the entire area.
Fine.
Cool.
So the entire area is now covered with this thick fog. You can hear these elementals sort of fumbling around, unable to see. Bless you, Scrat. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I can't bonus action fire the casual cannon, can I?
Depend. Okay, here's what I'll do. You can bonus action fire your casual cannon, but it will be at disadvantage.
Yeah, I want to aim for where I saw that creature last in the fog.
All right.
This'll
I
be
did
fine.
input casual cannon in. I didn't input Sunny the Cannon, so you can just click Sunny the Cannon in your sheet, and it should roll.
How's an 11?
An 11 will miss. And will hit the wall. You do hear a very low groan, and you can feel the cavern shake, but you can no longer see any of the creatures.
This will be fine.
Anyways, anything else you'd like to do?
I think that's my turn. I specifically don't want to move unless it's maneuvering to keep both of these creatures within melee damage.
Okay. With that, then, Talus, it's your turn.
Cool. Well, I just watched someone get absolutely slammed by one of the elementals a moment ago. So
Yes.
I'm going to take a moment to pull a crystal out of my pocket and use a feature that I have called Crystal Healing Surge on Floos
Ooh.
to give him some of his health back.
Okay. So enable a creature to
Interesting.
roll one of their hit dice. Plus your constitution modifier, plus their constitution modifier, plus your wisdom modifier. So what's your wisdom modifier, Talus?
So my wisdom modifier is 0, because I didn't plan
Okay.
ahead. But hey, it's healing.
So, Fluce, you get to roll 1d8 plus your constitution mod.
8.
Not bad.
Cool.
Hey, keeping you on your feet. That's the main thing.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Talus?
And then, however much it'll bite me on the bottom later, I'm going to unleash two arrows into the fog where I
Okay.
believe the being was.
All right. Will be at disadvantage because you can't see.
That makes sense. Let's see how well it works.
That hits. Yeah, those all hit. You're fine. These things have low armor class. You hit them.
The one that was nearby us, that's the one that was nearest to Floose at the start,
Yes,
wasn't it?
that's the one that just ravaged Fluce.
Sweet, that's the one that has Hunter's Mark on it still.
Yes.
There we go. Ah, 2. That's not great.
25. Okay. You can hear these two arrows. You know you can't see. You can hear these two arrows make contact, and you can hear this thing sort of groan, and you can feel the ground shake. You can't see it, but it's on its last legs. I'm out of game. It's on its last legs. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm good, thank you very much.
All right, then that brings us back to Fluce. Fluce, you feel slightly better.
Cool. Can I see the thing in front of me?
No, it's obscured by fog.
Cool. Cool. Well, I'm going to do the dumb thing.
Okay.
I'm going to take out my Flame Tongue Rapier.
Uh-huh.
Bonus action to activate it.
Okay.
And I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Okay.
Will that negate the disadvantage from the
Yes,
fog?
it will.
I'm going to attack with my rapier.
Go, stab it.
26.
Yes, that'll hit.
That'll be a grand total of 16 damage, 7 piercing, 9 fire.
Okay. With that, you can stab at this thing, and in the flash of light that comes from your rapier as it sort of evaporates the fog, what does it look like as you eliminate this creature?
Flu's looking through one eye, screaming and bloodied. Just whipping out his rapier to cut down this horrible nightmare in front of him.
Okay. And you can see this thing, as you slice through it, this acid just sort of sloughs off, and you can see bits of it sort of start to slide back into the ground. And it is gone. There is still one baby one by Friday, but it is baby.
All right.
And I will say with that, with one sleeping and the other one done, and only baby, if you would want to be out of combat now, you can be. If you do want to wail on this one baby one, you can. But we can be out of combat.
Yeah.
If you would like to take tail and run, we can go out of initiative.
I'm gonna heal myself. We're out of initiative.
Okay, yeah, we are out of initiative. I'll take down the intense music.
I'm gonna cure wounds myself at 3rd level, please. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Can you stop rolling so badly?
You can't make me. I'm gonna do that again.
Okay.
So I get back 30 overall.
As the sort of the fog cloud disappears, you can see this baby elemental just sort of, and then like slink back into the ground with its fellows and the fog. Friday, you can push your way back through the fog and find the party. Everyone looks fine except for Fluce, who looks awful.
Can any of y'all taste through your feathers? Because I can taste a whole lot of blood through my feathers right now.
There's a small issue with that, my friend, in that we don't have feathers.
Well, it did clack me in the eye real good, so I don't know anymore. You could all have feathers for all I know. What I do know is I want out of here. Can we leave now?
I think that's for the best.
Just one
That
more.
hurt.
Just like Cyrus getting some vials out of his like pockets and just start like digging the ooze of the grounds of the elemental creatures and try. I will be doing it. We can go now.
Yeah. And just for the sake of time, is there anything anyone else want to do in this chamber, or are y'all good?
I'm good.
Okay. As you sort of go and you sort of leave this chamber, can everyone make me a perception check?
I'm feeling absolutely fine. I took a little bit of magical damage, but that seems to haunt me wherever I go.
Y'all.
Somehow I got the top perception. My time has
Okay.
arrived.
I'm
Okay.
distracted.
Yeah, you're kind of distracted because, I mean, hey, as you're sort of walking along and you're looking at these damaged caverns, you do see bits of these crystallized chunks of rock, which are what you were looking for. So both you and Silas sort of can scoop down and sort of pick up a little bit of the sludge, get a little bit of these chunks of like crystallized magic. As you're coming out of the cavern, though, you can Floos and Friday, you can hear a couple voices. One is you recognize as Dodie's voice. The other you recognize as 12's voice, and the third you reckon isn't a voice you recognize, sort of very wispy and soft. And what you can hear is, well, Friday, what you can hear, it seems like a bit of an argument, mostly between Dodie and the voice you don't recognize. The snippets you can't catch too many sentences, but the gist of what you can hear is, I don't know why you're doing this. Floos, what you can hear is Dodie specifically saying, what I'm doing is none of your business. We have to figure this out. And the voice that you don't recognize saying, none of us remember what happens after that. Why do you want to open it again? And you are able to walk out, and you see the professor standing with Dodie, who has a mechanical bird sitting nestled on her head.
Oh, hi. Y'all are done. Right. Well, I got what I needed. So, Floos, Friday, we can head off now. Hope you two have fun with your research.
It should be fun, as long as there are no more explosions.
Is that what happened? I heard things happening down there. I would have gone to help, but I am not much of a fighter, so, you know. But you all look fine. Side-eyes, Floos. You look fine.
Can I take one of the healing potions that I collected from the floor above as a
If you
diligent
can.
pass it to Floos? Now, Mackenzie,
Yes.
I didn't write down what I collected. I just remember I picked up a bunch of healing potions.
Scrat, I didn't remember what you collected. I specifically told you to write it down.
Did I add it to my sheet? Maybe I did. Hang on.
This feels like an Abbott and Costello routine.
No, I didn't add it.
All right, cool. You get one regular healing potion. Roll me 2d4 plus 2.
I'm not taking it.
I passed
I'm
it
not
to
drinking
Floos.
it.
Yeah, I passed you the potion. It's a healing potion, Floos. So.
I look at Friday with a very kind of like, and just tap myself and cast Cure Wounds.
Spite.
Which puts
Can
me
you
near
please
max.
roll better, Floos? Good God.
You can't stop me legally.
Okay.
I suppose that is slightly better than the potion I found on the ground.
So
Yeah,
the professor goes up to Talus and Silas. Right. Is there? Did you? I see you have some of the crystals. Do you still need to go to my camp, or do you want to go back topside?
I don't know about you, Silas, but as long as we avoid the explosions, I would quite like to explore this place a little more.
Well, on my end, I think I've gathered everything I needed from this cavern, actually. And not that I don't want to stay as long, but the protection against time's distortion is going to wind down if I'm not returning to my world first, so...
Well, I can... I have a bit of But we can go down to one of the to my camp. I can start drawing a teleportation circle, so we can get you back home, and then you and me, Talus, we can continue investigating down here. I am sure there will be no other incidents, though, and none of you need to roll an insight check for this. You can see the professor give a big side eye to Dodie, who smiles very innocently.
Okay, well, like I said, I got what I needed. Fuse Friday, shall we go?
Yeah, we can go.
Okay.
Floos, do you have the egg out?
I have the egg still, yes.
Oh, good. Can I see that?
Why?
Oh, you held it up to my ear.
Yeah, do you know what this is?
Can I look at it for a little bit?
I might be able to figure it out.
I'm gonna hold it in front of me and just hold there very firmly.
Why do you not trust me?
I ain't deaf. And I release the egg to her.
She smiles and takes it from you and starts walking down one of the tunnels. And that's where we're going to end this episode of Downside Up.
Awesome.
Hey. Well, fantastic show. We do have some. We've got credits. We've got these wonderful people around the table to talk to. We also have some sponsors to talk about. So let's hop right on in. Why don't we talk to our players first today, and let's go the opposite way around the screen, starting with Alice or Jason. Oh hi, tell me.
Hi.
Where can we find you on the internet?
Yeah, where can we find you? What was your favorite part?
So, my favorite part was being able to use my Crystal Healing Surge. I didn't think that was going to come up, but it's, yeah, the Crystal Guardian seems like a super cool subclass from the Fey Folio, which, obviously, one of the sponsors today. Hey. You can find me at Termy on Twitter, and that's pretty much it. I'm boring.
You stop
You
that,
were
you're fine.
wonderful. You were
You,
so much fun to play with.
Thank you, guys.
Exactly. Well, next round we have Derek at UTTV32.
Hello, I'm Derek, as known as UTTV32. I was playing Silas, the sorcerer who also was using one of the kind of classes from the Fey Wild, the Dark Wild Magic, which kind of triggered like this weird table of wild magic every time he's like casting
Yes.
spells.
Oh, by the way, your magic surge was you got 10 gold pieces.
Oh, that's nice. But yeah, that was really fun. I like to explore this character a little bit more, and I had the chance to do it. So with your like setup, that was amazing to like see him like explore and like study more stuff around. And yeah, and trying the 2 fireball thing is kind of like devastating. Might try it again if I'm playing again a sorcerer like that way. But yeah, so outside of that, Twitch and Twitter has like beautiful Scrats posted it in there, and that's pretty much it for me. So let's pass it towards Plus or HDD Paladins.
Yeah, hi. My name is HTT Paladin. I'm the co-director for the Islands of Sina Una. Now being published by one of the show's sponsors, Hit Point Press. My favorite moment was when I took all that damage and I came up with 1 hit point, and I internally screamed quite a bit.
This is the second game in a row where
Yes.
I've like
Yes, it is.
royally screwed over Floos with damage.
Yeah, and you wonder why he's so cagey now.
I don't target Floos intentionally, it just happens. I'm glad you enjoyed the egg.
Egg. Egg.
You know my favorite part? I had another revelation today as Friday. Halfway
my
through,
God.
she realized, huh, I'm the tank.
Question: What is Friday's max hit points? What are her max hit points?
They're not huge. I didn't specialize in Constitution. 53.
You have 53 hit points.
At
Oh,
29.
I am a beefy bard.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Talis ended up with 64 hit points.
I am not a beefy barbarian. I
Yeah.
stacked
You wonder
strength.
why I gave you an 18 armor class magic tattoo? That's why.
I don't know. I kind of thought. I don't know.
You thought that it was wisdom and dexterity that made your armor class, not constitution and dexterity, because you thought it was unarmored defense from the monk.
I did.
That's what happened.
But also, yeah. Anyway, Mackenzie, what a great segue.
Hi. I love egg. You can find me over on Twitter at Mackenzie Lane DA, where I do stuff like this sometimes. You can find me pulling this kind of bullshit and more on a charity stream in about a month, where I will subject numerous people to this, including B. Dave Walters and Matthew Mercer. You can also check me out as a contributor over in D&D Beyond, or as one of the co-designers for MCDM's Kingdoms and Warfare, and as one of the players on Gilding Light every Friday as part of Zyra, which is DM'd by the wonderful Alice Cleaver. Yeah. God, I cannot believe Egg ended up being the plot point of this episode. It never was meant to be, but I'm just so happy Egg was plot point.
I'm typically very hard to make panic. I don't know what it is, but just Flu's egg made me go, I'm sorry, please don't, whatever this is, don't. Whatever's going to happen, please desist.
And also getting to drop a little bit more lore bits today, hidden amongst the egg, the shenanigans.
I have to ask a very important question, HTTP Paladin.
Yeah,
Did you reach your boiling point? Boiled
I'll
egg.
find you. No.
Anyways,
no.
Well,
I believe we are going to be...
scrambling towards the end. Let's talk about our sponsors. First of all, this show is brought to you by Mage Hand Press. We are playing the Faefolio expansion today. Myself and Paladin were playing custom classes. They're a bunch of fun. Paladin is actually leaving his desk to come and haunt me. I'm terrified. This is
You see me up here right behind you.
All their PDFs are currently got 25% discount, so if you like what you see, it's a great time to go and buy it, especially since it's sunny outside and we're not allowed to go outside. What better to try and pretend that isn't happening than...
Is it sunny side up outside?
I swear to God. I'm not going to haunt you, Scrum. I'm going to haunt Mackenzie.
Next up, the
You're
deck
gonna
of
haunt
mini.
me? You're sure you're not gonna poach me?
The deck of many make these wonderful animated moving cards. They also make the Humblewood campaign, which you can see here on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EDT. They also are now producing the Sina Una thing, which is behind Paladin, the thing. The Sina Una setting, the Filipino setting for D&D, and
You've got 4 weeks to work on it, Scrat.
hey, I'll get there. What else? Oh yeah, and they've got a Kickstarter running right now, where you can go and see some new animated moving cards, and also tarot cards. And their next goal is a book of all their artwork. When I looked this morning, they only had 25k to get there, and they made that in something like 15 minutes on the first day. So I imagine we'll smash that anytime soon.
I mean, we're gonna crack that stretch goal.
Let's not cry over spilt eggs. Hero Forge!
Your yolks are too much.
That was a double yoke.
Yeah, it was.
Hero Forge! You could see us this morning, Wednesdays 2 p.m. EDT. This morning at 2 p.m. EDT. In our earlier stream at 2 p.m. EDT. Morning's a frame of mind. Time is fake. Creating colored miniatures just like this one. They're absolutely fantastic. This is from their $3.1 million Kickstarter. And we make loads of these minis, and we will be ordering some soon. And I would love... I can't wait to have some that I've actually made, so I can show you the comparison to the actual file I've created and how the mini turns out. I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to get on that very soon. Especially thank you to a secret thing regarding Hero Forge as well, which is great. Last but most certainly not least, Dungeon Fog for all of your map making needs. You can really crack on and get in there with the with Dungeon Fog. Loads of quality features that you can make maps with, sort of top-down comprehensive maps. As you update and add assets to the map, your DM notes update as well. So it's a great way to fill in a map and make a beautiful setting for your players to play through. I would certainly put all of my eggs in that basket. You can get a 10%
especially if
discount.
your brain gets scrambled over what your descriptions are.
Paladin's just overloading at this point. You can also upgrade to their premium content using our special code for a 10% discount. We are going to head across and get ready for our next show, Shards of Siberis. We've been punning too much. It's actually in like 20 minutes, so I need to get the heck out of here. We'll see you in 20 minutes. Keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you later.